what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in. Before we talk Advancetrac and traction control, take a moment to subscribe and hit the bell. And click the like button because it really does help, and comments are always welcome too. This video is all about fixing your Advancetrac system when it fails and completely shuts down. Now this is the only video out there that helps you understand what happened, how to troubleshoot the issue, and finally fix the problem. If you're staring at two sliding icons instead of one and they won't go away, no matter what you do, this video's for you. You'll know what I'm talking about because not only will you have those two icons illuminated on your instrument panel, but you'll also be nagged with a warning message indicating Advancetrac needs servicing, and it just won't go away either. The Advancetrac system has a few features you may or may not already know about. Well, let's go over them quickly for you. Traction control features can be tuned for reduced support, sport driving, or disabled for no support at all. Well, almost no support. First, the traction control button on the center console turns the traction control on or off with a single tap. Now, mind you, this doesn't really do much as far as disabling the feature-rich environment for traction control. The computer is still talking to the hydraulic control unit and your ABS system, as well as your throttle-by-wire position to keep you safe. Second, pressing the brake pedal down and tapping the button twice puts you in sport mode. Sport mode gives you less traction control features from the computer, which allows you for a more aggressive strategy and a more personal connection to your car while on the track. Third, by pressing the brake pedal and holding the button down for about 5 seconds, turns the system off. Now it's all you, or at least about 90% all you. It can sure feel like it's all you because you will definitely feel your car want to do things it never did before. I recommend getting comfortable with your car's limits and yours before messing around with Advancetrac settings. You can experiment with them once in a while, but hey, get comfortable with your car and how you can drive it, and then move into that space gradually. Mostly for your safety and the people around you, because you know, they don't call Mustangs crowd killers for nothing, right? So let's keep everyone safe. But that's not the focus of this episode of Doc's Boost. Most of you already know that stuff, and if you didn't, well, you do now. You're welcome. What the hell happens if you do a ball crashing, tire shredding, system destroying burnout and other such adrenaline pumping fun like the one you're seeing right now, and forget to disable Advancetrac traction control beforehand? A 100% shutdown of the HCU and Advancetrac. That's what. Dead. Dead to the world, dead to the computer. No longer functioning. Now you're staring at those two icons on your instrument panel. What the fuck now? I don't care how many times you hold that brake pedal down and tap the button, Advancetrac is unresponsive in this instance. You can beat that damn button with a hammer and nothing happens. Those two icons still remain on. Additionally, you can hold that damn button down with the brake pedal depressed until the cows come home and nothing changes. I mean nothing. Icons still glaring at you. Advancetrac still demanding to be serviced. You can remove the battery cables and touch them together, which is supposed to clear memory problems when weird things happen, with no joy. Doesn't work here. Return your car to stock tune and back again over and over and over, and doing the battery cable thing over and over and over, and nothing phases those two icons and the POS warning message that your Advancetrac needs service. Well, this video walks you through the process in 3 steps: how the problem occurred, troubleshooting, and the fix. This is the only video out there that tells you how to fix something like this when it happens. I've checked, I've searched high and low. Step 1, how it happened. Simply put, I did a major burnout without disabling the Advancetrac system. please don't do burnouts without disabling traction control first. Never, never, never. So you'll never have to worry about this happening to you. And so, what do I mean by major burnout? I kept the car in one spot, did a burnout while shifting from first gear all the way to fourth gear, and that pretty much tells the computer that I was going about 130 miles per hour or more with the front wheels locked up. The computer freaked out and said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here," and shut down the HCU, the hydraulic control unit. Now that doesn't shut down the brake system or ABS, it just shuts down the hydraulic control unit, and that's the functionality of being able to proportion little bursts of hydraulic fluid to all four corners for traction control to work. Part of that's how it works. Okay, so I guess it's right about here I should kind of give you a high-level overview of how that whole system works. Now, let's talk tech for a minute. All the systems on your Mustang, or most cars actually, use a control access network called a CAN. And the CAN's used to maintain ongoing conversations with all of the systems with the PCM, the computer. You have a hydraulic brake system tied to the hydraulic control unit, the HCU, and the HCU is physically located under the hood in the front left corner underneath the cold air return, or the cold air intake rather. It is bolted to the ABS control unit because the CAN communicates with the HCU through the ABS connection. There's no electrical connections to the HCU. The CAN ties the throttle by wire function to the signals coming from the ABS ACU. The CAN also ties the speed of each wheel independently to the PCM so the Advancetrac can make decisions. Well, the Advancetrac uses wheel speed, throttle position, and body roll to make decisions on how much hydraulic fluid to send to the appropriate wheel or wheels, with varying amounts of fluid being pushed to each corner of the vehicle while controlling throttle position at the same time, all of which maintains control of your vehicle with little or no input from you. I mean, you got to steer it, and steering is tied in there too. So steering position, steering wheel position is also sent over the CAN to the PCM so the Advancetrac can use steering wheel position tied to all the rest of those inputs to make those decisions. Now, that high-level overview is enough to help you understand the system and why it ultimately said, "Go kick rocks, I quit," when I did that iconic burnout. Now, I'm going to give you a link to that burnout right here, but you'll also have an opportunity to watch the burnout I'm talking about at the end of this video. Now, step 2, troubleshooting. Troubleshooting anything starts with gathering the facts. The change took place right after the burnout. No hard DTC codes were recorded, and 2 sliding icons instead of 1 were on my IPC, or the instrument panel cluster. Advancetrac needs service message blaring at me every time I start the car. You just can't get away from it. My first thoughts went right to the fact that all that melted rubber from the burnout that stuck to the car is blocking the sensors from doing their job somewhere, somehow, or I melted a connection, or I melted some wires, or wires got broken or shorted or something because of all the heat that was on there. Remember that video is just pouring heat off the back of that car. Everything is smoke. It looks like it was on fire almost. So the first order of business was clean all that melted rubber from the wheel wells and brake assemblies and make sure that the wheel sensor pickups weren't blocked or dirty or somehow got rubber stuck in there somewhere or somehow. So I took all of that apart, scrubbed it down, put alcohol on the tips of those sensors to make sure they were clean, and put it all back together, and then checked the system, and no joy. Still had the same 2 icons, still had the message about my Advancetrac needing service. Got underneath the car, saw that all of the looms were melted and it looked really gnarly, and I'm telling myself, that's gotta be the problem, right? It's gotta have some wire damage, right? So I disconnected everything from the bottom of the car, went into the trunk and pulled that harness up through the opening in the trunk where it goes through and laid it out, cleaned it off, and then I started doing the pinpoint test to make sure that it was continuous from those harnesses where it connected to the sensors all the way to the control module by the passenger side of the car kick panel. So I did all of those pinpoint tests and they proved to be great. So I cleaned up the harness, rewrapped it with new loom, wrapped the new looms with heat resistant tape, and then pushed it all back down the hole and connected everything back up and put it back the way it was. Turn that engine on, turn the key, and two icons still staring at me. Advancetrac needs service message still staring at me. The last pinpoint test required was for the wheel sensors, and those tests showed me the change in voltage as I rotated the wheels by hand, and both sensors passed the test. No problems found. The outcome of the pinpoint test proved the complete circuit end to end for the Advancetrac was indeed intact. But as I cascaded through the testing, going from test to test to test, you guys know how that reads. If this, go here. If that's good, then go there. If that's bad, then go here. Kind of a thing. Well, the last message in the long list of if good, go here messages read, if no DTC codes present, reinitialize the HCU Advancetrac system using the required for VCM3 or equivalent tablet or test equipment. Well, I sure wasn't going to a Ford dealer and watching this video that I'm showing you a link to right here, and is the big reason why. And if you've got plans on going to visit the Ford dealer for any repairs, you should watch this video first. But I digress. Let's get going here. Now I had to find a shop that had an equivalent tablet, since all the troubleshooting proved that all I needed to have done was reinitialize the system. That brings us to part 3, the fix. Now, I'm a proud member of BOSS, and that stands for Band of Stangs, which is a local Mustang group here in Phoenix, and recently met John of PBK Motorsports through Mustang Club Connection. John has his hands in everything high performance, and not just Mustang, but I get the feeling that that's his sweet spot. Anyway, John has a Matco Maximus 2.0 VCM that can do everything the Ford VCM controller does and more. And the best part is John knows how to use it. Upon arrival, we connected my GT500 to the Matco device, and the device quickly identified the issue and initialized the HCU. With little or no input from John, just a couple of taps, boom, 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 he just followed the prompts. Man, what a great, I mean, it was amazing. It was simply amazing. And the message disappeared from the IPC, the instrument panel cluster, and the two icons disappeared. Now, I spent a few moments going through the steps to make sure that all 3 modes of traction control worked as required, and they did. I'm more than happy to share the pinpoint steps because I downloaded and printed that manual. Oh my God. Hey, but no worries. I also have a soft copy, so I'll give you a copy of those pages if you want. Just let me know in the comments if you're willing to go through that process, and I'll be glad to send them out there to you. And I'll also send you John's contact info via the comments down below as well. Now, mind you, John lives in Phoenix. PBK Motorsports is in Phoenix. So if you're outside of Phoenix, then you may have to go find someone in your area that has that Matco Maximus 2.0 VCM. Anyway, that's the minimum requirement, and that's what John has, and that did the trick. That's it. Advancetrac mystery solved. Here's a tip. If you have 2 sliding car icons displayed on your IPC and no hard DTCs captured, go straight to a shop with a Matco Maximus 2.0 and have your system initialized. It just may save you from losing your mind. So that's it for this episode of Doc's Boost. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.